timeout. Decide not to use it. Curry, way downtown. Bang! Bang! Oh, what a shot from Curry!
He's in! Patriots win the Super Bowl! Brady has his fifth! 13! 13! Can you believe it?
Hey guys, welcome back to the Locker Room Podcast. It's a good start this week. I've actually hit record. I'm your host, Oliver, joined by the therapist, Sam.
You fucking idiot.
And our mystery man, Sharpie.
Hello.
We'll jump straight into it. Since we missed last week, we're not going to cover any of those topics because we don't want to repeat. Well, we know what we already talked about. We'll go to LeBron becoming the second highest scorer of all time against the Wizards in a loss, but it was against the Wizards, nevertheless. So I think he's 1,000 points behind Kareem. We'll go to you, Sam, first, because I feel like I know where Sharpie stands. Is he, if he does pass Kareem, is he the GOAT? Is he top two? Where does he stand for you in the GOAT debate?
He's in his own little tier. So like you got like Kareem and MJ, and then there's LeBron. So it goes LeBron, then number one, and then so on.
Okay, Sharpie.
I mean, if he's in his own little tier, it's in a tier that hasn't won as many finals as these people. So, but all seriousness, it is pretty cool that he's done that. Like, there's very few players that could do that because of the longevity now and everything, and no one knows if you're going to be in the league that long. So,
yeah,
well, it's crazy that he's still playing as good as he is, though.
Yeah,
like
he doesn't have
LeBron,
to do it, but like, it's only because of how crap his team is. But like, obviously he's been on good teams before. So for him to do it, and which everyone knew he was going to do it anyway, like especially this season, and next season he'll probably go number one the way he's playing. But it's just awesome to see.
I
good
think
for the game.
It's interesting, like the longevity point. Like, will we start seeing players maybe playing into their deep 30s at a high level? Maybe not. Maybe LeBron's just a freak of nature, but
it just depends on how well the athletes take care of their body. Yeah. Like obviously on 2K, you hear the reports. LeBron spends a bit of money to look after his body and everything, and that just shows then how committed he is to playing the game and wanting to keep playing the game even longer.
I
mean, you look at Tom Brady, he's playing, he's still playing.
Yeah.
I don't think we'll see another player like him in our lifetime, like playing at such a high level for nearly 20 years now. Yeah. In basketball, at least.
Because there's
the person I could possibly see doing it is someone like Giannis or something.
In our lifetime, though.
Yeah, Giannis is a different kind of player as well.
Yeah, as long as he doesn't get injured and everything, because this one injury can set.
The thing is about Giannis, like he doesn't need like the bounce and that, like because he's already tall enough as it is.
But the one thing you could argue is he didn't come in the league and light it up like LeBron did.
Yeah, no one expected him to.
And I think LeBron's gunning for that highest point scorer for the season, the points title, because I mean I think he's tied up there with Embiid and that, and I mean, the Lakers season is going nowhere.
He's got nothing else to play for.
So Sharpie, we'll get to the crux of the question. Where do you think he ranks all time for you?
I'd have him second.
See, geez, I feel like the odd one out, but maybe that's just because I know I'm going to copy behind Tom Thibodeau. No, look, LeBron probably is second all time, but whenever I create a list, I always put Kobe second. Just because, like, you look at LeBron, he does have the passing and everything, but you can see people do stuff like that, whereas Kobe just dropping. I think he dropped like 450 points in a 60-point game within a back-to-back stretch, like within 5 games. Do you have Kobe even in your top 5, or am I just way off here?
I think most people have
Kobe up so high. Because
because of what happened and everything. So they just want to put him there. I never got to watch Kobe as much. I was in his later years when I started watching basketball.
Yeah.
So yeah, I wouldn't.
I think it's hard with him as well because he shaped his game off a single player.
Yeah.
So he was basically just trying to copy MJ with most things he did.
I more think it's
and like
his
you can
work
see that
ethic
there's
that
the
made
clips
him
of it.
that made him great.
And
there's the clips of it of him.
I mean,
doing
there's only a certain amount of moves in basketball you can do.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like Kobe, I mean, LeBron's probably the best all-round player, but Kobe, I still would. If they were now, obviously, you can't do it. But one-on-one in their primes, I would take probably Kobe nearly every day because he's the better offensive, like better shooter and the better defender. But obviously, you're not going to get that, and LeBron's better at making his teammates better. I guess that's where I see it from, but I just wanted to see where you thought Kobe stood in that whole situation. But I'm not too far off by the sounds of it. LeBron made some comments that were interesting as well. And if it was made by Westbrook, I reckon he would have got slaughtered for it. He said he's literally having the time of his life right now, as the Lakers are currently in the 9th seed, just up from the 10th seed with a win yesterday. I mean, what do you make of them comments, Sam?
Let the man be happy. He's allowed to be happy.
Okay, we'll go to Sharpie.
Career, he's got to be happy about something. Because it fucking isn't going to be his basketball team. Shit.
You take the little moments, I guess. So, I mean, if he's happy, he's happy. But
he's got one up on you and me, Sharpie.
I just feel like the media would be absolutely butchering Westbrook if he said that, because they'll be labeling him selfish and everything. And obviously, we know LeBron's not selfish, but I don't know. I just feel there's a bit of a narrative there. Obviously, there is a narrative there against Westbrook. And we've talked about this several times. Lakers are currently the 9th seed. The playing teams are the Wolves, Clippers at the 8th seed, Lakers 9th, and the Pels are half a game behind the Lakers. I'm pretty sure half a game. Do the Lakers make the playoffs? Because they would need to beat, at this stage, they would need to beat.
They can't move up, can they?
The Spurs are 3 games behind. So whether the Spurs can catch up or not, that's probably a bit more doubtful.
I mean, like, if you look at that conference, LA, the Clippers are 36 wins.
No, they can't move up to 8th, but they can move out of the playoffs.
But like if they're in the play-ins, I'd probably nearly back them to get in.
Because they'll verse the Pelicans first, and then they'll verse the.
I have Data Davis back. Like that's a pretty big in.
What do you think, Sharpie?
That just depends on whether he doesn't get injured again. And his track record this year, especially, he's been injured quite a bit.
Mate, you fucking sneeze and pull his back.
Oh, we don't diss Disney here. Go on, Sharpie.
I actually don't see the Lakers. If they make the play-in, they're definitely not making the playoffs. Is that, like I've said before, that's a tough hill to climb.
I'd love it if they miss out on the playoffs. That would be hilarious. And then all the people, especially Skip Bayless, will come out saying that you can't put LeBron in the same tier as Michael Jordan. Which, I mean, there's only a certain amount you can do. And, you look at Jordan and everything, like especially in the Last Dance documentary, on how he tried to make his teammates better mentally. Yeah.
By making them mentally tough. And
you hear the other side of those stories, though, and you go, fuck me.
Yeah, it depends if you get the right group of people, I guess.
Yeah, you got
everyone's fragile now as well.
Exactly. You can't be fragile. Like you got to have a killer instinct, and I don't see any of those players that want to do it. I think they're just there enjoying being in the NBA, which if you're going to have that attitude, you've seen a lot of people that doesn't go very far.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think it's just going to, I don't know what's going on there. I think it's just yeah, I think it's just going to be interesting because like what AD was top 75 all time, wasn't he, as well?
Yeah.
So like you got yeah, I know. And Lillard was like what a load of shit.
I mean, that makes sense.
Kyrie should have been over Lillard, but
feel like Clay should have been in there as well.
Get Anthony in there. Anthony Simon's back. Get him in.
I just feel like if you can't win, and was Dwight? No, Dwight Howard wasn't top 75. You got 3 top 75 players, and I know A. Disney's been injured for a lot of it, but that's going to reflect very poorly in 10 years when you look back at. For those people that look back at it still, it'll probably be us.
I mean, do you reckon when it gets to the 100th anniversary, he'll be in the top 100?
Who? Hey,
AD.
Do you reckon they'll rewrite it?
Yeah, they'll I don't reckon Lillard will be in there. Like, being perfectly honest, because you got players like Doncic coming through, Tatum.
People will get pushed out, you reckon?
Yeah, I reckon there's got to be
like because there'll be
players.
people like from the 50s and that, like
yeah,
and all that stuff, and the 70s and like your Walt Frazier's and all that stuff.
Yeah, that Wilt Chamberlain guy, he was no good.
Yeah,
I mean, obviously he'll be there, but
LeBron, he probably won't be there.
Yeah.
We'll move on from the Lakers though.
Josh Giddey will never be there.
He's
he'll be a 3-time Hall of Famer.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know why it keeps freezing right now. I'm just gonna unplug my headphones quickly and then
get better internet. Yeah, who has shit internet? Oh.
My internet's fine. Yeah, fuck off. All right, so Curry got injured. Did anyone see what Marcus Smart did?
I mean, I feel like Marcus Smart was just hustling for the ball. That's all he did, really.
I agree completely. I don't see how. I saw Steve Kerr arguing that it was dirty, but and yes,
I mean, you're gonna do that as a coach. You're gonna say
back, especially superstar, but players make those plays, like especially hustle players like him.
And that's what Marcus Smart does. He does that.
That's how he earns his money.
I feel like if it was Pat Bev, he would have there would have been more stuff on it.
Yeah.
It's the same as what Grayson Allen did. He's just a king.
Grayson Allen wasn't dirty. That was a good play on the ball.
That was clean.
But Curry's out with an ankle injury and is expected to return game 1 of the playoffs. How much do you reckon that will affect the Warriors if it does at all? We'll go to you, Sharpie.
Well, he's been injured before a lot of times in his whole career, and he's come back fine. It's just depending on whether Clay can finally be the person that we've been waiting to see for a while. He's not. He doesn't feel like the same player again, but
had like one standout game, really.
Yeah, and also Wiseman, he's been playing well in the G League.
He's looking swole. He's looking huge. But go on.
Yeah, that's all I really need to say. Obviously Draymond's back now. Whether Wiggins can be effective with his shooting, it's not really been the best this season, but
Pool's been playing pretty well since Curry's been out.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Poole and Kuminga, especially Kuminga, I've got in for rookie first team. So I'm gonna hopefully see those three people step up, and Moses Moody being one of them as well.
We'll do that next week. Our all NBA and all rookie teams. I guess because the big three haven't really played much since Clay's returned and since Draymond's returned. I think they've only played maybe one game, if that. I think that might have been the game or 2 games. And the thing is, they're currently the 3rd seed. They're not going to go up. At best, they might get 4th seed. At worst, they might get 4th seed. The teams they're going to face are either Denver or Dallas. Do any of you see a real possibility of them going out in the first round?
When's Jamal Murray come back?
There was a post up the other day that he's not close yet, but they're still expected to have him back for the playoffs. But that's still
You have to be close. He did it first round last year, didn't he?
Yeah, but it still hasn't been 12 months.
It's 10.
Yeah. I mean, They said that they expect him to be in the playoffs, but they don't know how much. I don't reckon he's returning for regular season.
Yeah. I know Denver are a pretty good side. They don't really have anyone for Jokic.
And that's the thing. Yeah, Warriors are going to have a struggle there. Oh, Looney did all right last time they played, though.
He's still Jokic.
Yeah.
You still got to beat him 4 times.
Yeah.
But then in saying that, you got to beat Steph and Clay 4 times as well.
Very true. So do you see a possibility of them going out?
They could. I'm not going to say it won't happen because it could happen.
Yeah.
But it could go either way. It'll go down. It could go to game 6. It could be a sweep.
Yeah. What do you think, Sharpie?
Yeah, I reckon the same as Sam, pretty much.
All right. We'll touch on some teams that we'll touch on a team that impressed early on and then started to drop off lately due to injuries, and that's the Cavs. I mean, they were going well before All-Star break, and Jared Allen
injury,
and I think Karis LeVert had an injury.
They're missing Sexton as well the whole season.
Yeah, I'm to be honest, I'm just not sold on Sexton. I don't know what
the Cavs were looking to move him anyway. So
yeah, I think they'll move him in the off season for
good enough
for something. But he's in the Cavs are in the 6th seed, and they're 1 game ahead of the Raptors. Do you see them actually posing any threat in the playoffs, or do you think they'll probably just get I'm not going to.
Gentlemen swept.
Gentlemen swept. You go
there,
if the playoffs were to finish now, and it's highly tough because there's Boston, Philly, and Milwaukee within a half game of each other.
No.
It would be Philly though.
They're not getting through.
They actually have the power to beat Philly though.
They got the length.
I can see if they get Jared Allen back, I reckon as good as Embiid is, he's going to have a tough time with him, Mobley, Markkanen. They're going to have Cavs got heaps of firepower to throw at Embiid.
Yeah, heaps of firepower for Embiid to flop as well and spend 45 minutes.
But the thing is, the refs usually hold their whistle when in the playoffs. It's a bit tougher, and that the defense is a bit better. It just depends on the desperation. Embiid is going to be looking to win a title, and that's what he wants to do. He's probably going to win MVP.
Forgetting they have Harden as well.
Yeah, exactly.
But Harden doesn't show up in the playoffs.
And Harden isn't really showing up at all.
Yeah.
Really?
Is he playing this year? Is he injured?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he got rested the other night along with Embiid against the Heat, and they actually won because of Maxey.
Yeah.
But, Okoro is a good defender as well, isn't he, Sharpie?
Yeah, he's a good defender.
You're going to be able to take Harden. Also. Yeah.
And obviously Garland is going to be there. I'm not saying he's a great defender, but he can be.
Out of the power teams, like in the East, like out of the top 6 teams, I think they're kind of obviously they're the sleeper, but they're probably the team I wouldn't want to face I'd rather face a Toronto or a Charlotte if they get in there rather than the Cavs. We'll move on to another team that's been disappointing, Chicago. They got absolutely smashed today by 35 points or something by the Bucks. Do you reckon they have any real chance in the playoffs, or do you think they're just going to wait for Lonzo to come back?
We just had Pat Will come back yesterday. I feel like it's going to be another Knicks situation last year where they bounced back from a terrible season to come into the playoffs and everything with a new team and all that stuff. So I reckon they're probably going to be lucky. I think they're bursting Boston at this stage if the standings stay.
I reckon Boston maybe a sneaky chance to go to the conference finals.
It'd be a good series, but I don't know. It's going to be. They've got no tall people to defend Al Horford, and I'm not saying Al Horford's the big thing, but I mean it's going to be hard.
He's been playing well.
For someone to stop.
Good season for someone to
stop him, and even someone to match up with Tatum with his size and everything.
Yeah. I agree. I think the Bulls would be lucky to get out of the first round, to be honest. They've been playing terribly since. Yeah, I know. I reckon it's my earphones. Oh, no, it wouldn't be my earphones. Anyway.
How would it be your earphones?
Yeah, I just figured that out in my head real quick. We'll move on. We're going to skip this team. We'll talk about them next week because we need to get a bit of a hurry on. Tankathon standings, I just wanted to mention quickly because there was another big game today. So OKC in the reverse standings are currently 4th still. We're half a game behind Orlando, who beat the Warriors for some stupid reason today, and a game behind the Pistons, and we versed both of them still. And I'm pretty sure SGA is not going to be playing in either of those games. He'll probably just get rested for them. We could easily have a top 3 pick here and get Chet Holmgren. I'm telling you, Sharpie, it's happening. Or just take Jaden Ivey to piss you off.
We're getting Keegan Murray anyway.
We'll see. Final NBA question. Who is your coach of the year? Sam, we'll go to you first.
Monty.
I mean, you can't go wrong with that.
You can't go past him, I don't think. He's won 10 more games than anyone else.
And especially,
plus they've had half their team out half the season.
Especially when he didn't win it last year as well, because Big Tibbs got it.
Yeah.
But, look how that's going.
What a coach.
What about you, Sharpie?
I mean, I would say Billy Donovan, but I reckon Ime Udoka as well. I reckon he's done well with Boston.
Yeah. I've got JB Bickerstaff at the Cavs just because no one I don't think anyone really saw them doing this, especially when we didn't think Mobley would be this good, and now he's
definitely not going to be having an opinion on anyone next year.
Now he's rookie of the year, but I think it's going to be a tight race because, like you said, bloody Monty Williams didn't win it last year, and he probably could have won it or should have won it.
Exactly.
Anyway, we'll move on to that time of the week. Slugs. Horsey tips. It's just going to be playing underneath the edit anyway. So Slug's first tip is Rose Hill race 6, number 11, Our Playboy. Mornington race 7, number 2, Signor Fox. And his each way of the day is Friday night at Mooney Valley race 7, the Inferno. So I didn't get out last week's because obviously I forgot to press record. But
how good did I go last week though, Ollie?
What do you mean?
On the horses.
Oh yeah, no, we don't need it. Yeah, this dog was winning every horse tip, and he started giving them to Sharpie and not me.
Yeah, well, you got to do what you got to
do. What do you mean? You could easily just give it to me too. I want to get in on the winnings.
I won money.
Well, all right. Talking of money, Sharpie, do you want to go to your multi first?
Yeah, sure. So obviously March Madness returns on Friday. So I've gone Gonzaga to beat Arkansas. I think. Is that the right game? Hang on a sec. Yep, that's the one. Gonzaga to beat Arkansas, Michigan to beat Villanova, Duke to beat Texas Tech, Arizona to beat Houston, and Purdue to beat St. Peter's, who have been surprising a lot of people.
Oh, St. Peter's all the way, man.
It's been surprising.
Yeah. What about you,
Kentucky?
Oh, come on, man.
Well, if you've got $10, here's a free 10 grand if you want it.
Oh my God.
So I got Murabi in race 7 at Mooney Valley. Got Gypsy Goddess race 8, Rose Hill. Crystal Pegasus race 6, Mornington. Jump the Broom race 4 at Mornington. Midwest race 3 at Mornington, and then Quantico, which is the big outlier there at 850 at Rose Hill at race 9. There's a few good horses in it, but Quantico's going to shit all over them, it looks like.
If that wins, Sam, you can buy me a pint.
No, I'm busy. The only thing with Quantico is it could be a soft. If it's a soft, maybe not Quantico.
Well, you got to put it on now. Oh, wait, is it on Friday night or is it Saturday?
Nah, I think it's Saturday.
All right.
26th. That's Saturday, yeah.
I'll watch it. Send that through to me. I might have a look at it. So mine is the Hornets to beat the Knicks, the Magic to beat the Thunder, the Mavs to beat the Rockets, the Spurs to beat the Blazers, Collingwood to beat Adelaide, Brisbane to beat Essendon, and West Coast to beat North Melbourne. That's paying $13.90. We'll touch on AFL quickly because obviously we didn't touch on it last weekend. We're not going to go through top eights and Brownlows and everything because we did that last weekend.
I still reckon Soldo's got gold medal today.
Oh, I don't doubt that for a second. You've probably doubled down on your Mason Cox theories after watching him play last weekend with his sunnies on.
God, he looked like a loser.
Double the eyes, double the vision.
All right. So who was your surprise team of the weekend? We might power through these because we've got a bit to talk about and only about 10 minutes left. So
Nick Martin.
I meant team, but
I thought you said who was your surprise of the week?
Surprise of the weekend, we'll go team.
Okay. Well, my surprise of the week was still Nick Martin.
Okay. Well, you can stick with that.
It's pretty much the whole Essendon team. So
shut up. It's probably between Gold Coast and Carlton, because obviously Gold Coast were playing a shit West Coast, and then Carlton probably shouldn't have won that, and then they have. So
I didn't have Carlton in there. I did have Gold Coast. What about you, Sharpie?
I'm gonna have Collingwood. I think even though most people didn't expect St Kilda to be that good anyway, but for them to come out and play like they did, especially not really the best off season.
Yeah,
anyway.
I had Collingwood as well, actually, as much as I hated it.
I really liked Lipinski. He played really well for them.
Oh, Lipinski, oh.
I wasn't impressed with you, Sharpie, this week, watching so much football.
And obviously Nick Dacos as well.
Yeah, other than his first disposal.
Oh, his first couple of touches, actually.
Yeah.
Even Stengel from Geelong, he played.
Yeah, he played really well. All right.
I wouldn't be surprised if Geelong have kicked another goal on Essendon here. They've just didn't stop kicking.
Yeah, had a lot of updates on the weekend about that. We'll go to our disappointing team of the weekend. I'm presuming, Sam, that you're going with Essendon.
I don't want to talk about it.
Okay, he's going with Essendon. And then you going with Essendon, Sharpie?
I'm going with Bulldogs.
Oh, yeah, true. But what about Luke Beveridge's presser?
Yeah, that was hilarious.
Tom Morris, he deserved it.
Yeah, see, he had something in his back pocket.
He didn't have the backing. He didn't have the backing.
No one backed him. That was it.
All right. My disappointing team is St Kilda because I just thought they would run all over the top of the Pies, especially Eddie had or Marvel.
Started to the third quarter.
Yeah, well, I don't know what the hell went on, but
that Hayes bloke started kicking goals.
Yeah, true. He was playing unreal, and I thought he was going to win, get the Rising Star nomination. But I guess
the commentators were making jokes saying he's the best Hayes to ever play.
Has that been announced yet, Sam? Do you know the Rising Star for the week?
Yeah, it was Nick Martin.
I was going to say it had to be. It had to be.
Makes sense.
All right, I'm picking up the game of the weekend because we didn't didn't record last week. So the winner out of Richmond GWS. So we'll go to you first, Sam.
I'm going Richmond. GWS, they never travel well.
Yeah, I'm going Richmond too. What about you, Sharpie?
Yeah, I've gone Richmond as well.
Oh, Richmond. Let's go.
I'm now going GWS. I'm staying with Richmond.
All right, we've got 6 minutes left. We're going to have to touch on these quickly. Premier League favourites. Liverpool a point behind. We're on the same amount of games. Liverpool have got 5 better goal difference, and we verse Man City. Sam, whose position would you rather be in, 1, and 2, who's the favourites for you?
I still think I haven't had a look at the run homes, but I know we've got a pretty busy couple months.
Yeah.
We've still got the FA Cup, we've still got Champions League, and we've still got Premier League. We've still got a lot of
Realistically, you've got
games
two
left.
tough games. You've got United, then you've got Watford, then you've got City, then Everton, then Newcastle.
And we've still got Tottenham, don't
Tottenham.
we? I think we've got Tottenham.
That's just in the next
Tottenham,
5.
Southampton, and
Oh,
Wolves
yeah,
aren't
yeah,
a walk in
sorry.
the park as well.
City have
Like
a
the
pretty
rest of the
easy.
games we have left, I'd say
City have
aren't
a
a walk in
pretty
the
easy
park
next 5 games.
except for Everton.
Liverpool do have a more difficult schedule compared to City. City's hardest teams probably Newcastle or
Whoever they verse in the Champions League.
Aston Villa. Yeah.
Atletico, isn't it?
Yeah.
If they go out in the Champions League and then we go through again, that makes it even tougher for us. Like obviously we want to win everything.
But will you play a full strength squad against Benfica though? Like I watched the Benfica
the first game. I reckon we will. The first game.
To get on aggregate. Yeah.
That first game.
I
reckon that's what we'll do. The old what did he call it? Rockstar football.
So who do you think is winning? Just a quick. If you had to pick right now.
Obviously, I want it to be us, but I've got no idea.
Sharpie?
Yeah, it's too close to tell.
I'm gonna back Liverpool.
I'm gonna back Liverpool because I'm not a fan of City.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm gonna back.
And I find it interesting that week that we versed City in the league, we also verse them in the cup now in the FA Cup. So that's going to be a busy week. Champions League predictions. Sam, we'll go to you first. Who's going to be in the final? Because if Liverpool beat Benfica, we verse most likely Bayern, and then Chelsea, Madrid versus Atletico City. So just a quick.
Well, we won't most likely play Bayern. There's still 2 other teams that you could play.
Yeah, I know, or 2 other teams that could, but we should beat
You've got a
Benfica.
33% chance.
Anyway, just who do you think's in the final?
I think we'll make it to the final.
So you reckon we'll beat hypothetically Bayern if we?
I reckon City. I reckon we'll play City again.
Again.
Yeah, I reckon we'll end up playing them like 4 times in a month.
Jesus. I just feel like Chelsea can get. Because Chelsea.
I hate Chelsea, but they can win one.
So do I.
Oh,
but...
By the way, they have to buy their flights to get there as well.
Yeah.
So
just because they've got the best right back in the world.
Oh, so
no.
Good singer.
Chelsea have to play Real Madrid, and apparently, I think Benzema might have injured himself. He's done something apparently, but Real Madrid never, for some reason, can't beat Chelsea. I feel like if Chelsea versus Man City could. That's if Man City beat Atletico, I guess.
Chelsea are going to beat Real Madrid.
Yeah.
Or hear me out. Eden Hazard turns into Eden Hazard again, and absolutely turns it on.
He's
Because
not
if there was
taking
ever a time
Vinicius
to turn
Junior's
back into
spot.
himself, he'll drop 10 kilos in 2 weeks. Stop being fat.
Gareth Bale will turn into Gareth Bale again.
Yeah. They'll just accidentally morph back into their old selves.
So you're going with the City Liverpool final, are you, Sam?
Yeah.
Sharpie?
Yeah, same.
I mean we'll play City next round.
What's that?
I reckon we'll play City next round.
No, we can't. We can't. That's what I mean. It's Bayern Valencia versus the winner of Liverpool.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. So they've got their sides matched up. That's why I was mentioning Bayern. And that's why Chelsea and Man City are on the same side.
No, I reckon we'll play Arsenal.
All right, Sharpie, who you got in your final?
I don't know.
West Brom.
Cardiff City versus Stoke.
Well, we've got less than a minute. I'm going Liverpool, Chelsea again. I wouldn't be surprised if Atletico find a way in.
I'll just go with that because I don't know who's in what
area. We'll go in more depth when we talk about it another week. We might do it just a soccer only pod. Thanks for joining us, lads.
No worries.
And we'll see you next week.
That wasn't forced.
Bye.